Looks like everybody's here, so we'll call the meeting to order. Did you create another agenda, Robin, or is it the last one we have is?
I did, but I sent it to everyone yesterday. If you miss anything, I'll let you know. How's that?
Yeah, because I might have missed it. Okay. The approval of March 18th minutes. Any questions or discussions?
I'll move them.
Second, all those in favor?
Go
Slattery, aye.
And I'm going to abstain since I wasn't present.
Okay. Meeting minutes are approved for March 18th. I have open time for the public. Seeing none, we'll go right on. Council on Aging Director Job Description Review.
And I am, as I have in the past, recusing myself from this discussion.
And Christy, this is Janet Kane. We have a question, I guess. So I think one of our confusions was whether because we know it was scored as a grade 16, and we just wanted to clarify before you begin that there is a grade 16. That was one of our uncertainties when this whole process started.
According to the grading scale, there is.
Yes.
The one from 2017.
Right.
And the grades are horizontal and the steps are vertical, right?
Yes.
On that particular scale. Okay, so is everybody, do we need a motion and a vote on that, or no, we're good?
To vote on how to read the scale?
Just for my clarification.
I think it should be in the record, honestly.
Yes, there is a 16.
Okay, so I mean, I think given that, I don't know, Jim and I have talked about this a lot. I mean, it's not so much the grade that is in our question as much as the step. Because when the position was scored back in, I have minutes from January 11th of 2018, because I think Jim was the clerk at that point in time.
And the minutes are beautiful.
And yes, it's been a short meeting. And at the time, the recommended step was step 8, which was 24. I said $24 in the minutes, but it's $24.40
in the middle.
But so I think our dilemma is that the budget didn't meet that. So I guess our belief is that the person that we ended up bringing in was never started at anywhere near, has never reached $24.40, is at $20.40. So it's a matter of, and now 3 years later, and increases and steps, you know, it's probably more appropriate at a higher grade, given the years of experience. So I guess we were discussing just submitting a new PCF, restating the proper grade, than having the proper step.
That makes sense to me. Yeah, once we determine you have the job and the scoring, then you can determine where you want to put her on the scale.
Yeah, so I mean, if so I don't know that it's so necessary to rescore the position, because I think the problem is where the position was hired at.
Do you want us to accept the new job description?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we'll vote on that. I did have a question. I know she is certified and she's 1 in 5, and you want to make sure that you have a qualified candidate next time around if she ever leaves. Are you going to have a hard time filling that, finding a qualified, certified Council on Aging director?
So I
with
think the description says to achieve it within 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, so I don't have any concern about that. I do at $20.40 an hour, but if we can correct the steps and get the
Yeah.
position to where it was meant to be over 3 years ago, and then correct it in addition to that, I think, that would be not as challenging, for sure.
I agree. I did look over it myself, and the way I scored it is very comparable. So I think you're probably going the right route. We'll accept the job description with the changes, and then you can submit a PCF to change it.
Yeah, because again, I'm sorry I didn't get these copies. Jim's dropped these off to me. We've had a crazy week, but I can get you a copy of those minutes if you'd like, or if Jim has them electronically. I don't know if you do, Jim. So where it said back in January 11th of 2018, $24 an hour. And we just have never been, I think budget has strapped their hands. So we were fortunate to bring in a qualified candidate at a level of far beneath her qualities, but I'd like to correct that because again, it's for the position and it's planning for the growth of our senior population in town and the changes in the programs that we've started to offer. I think it's a very different center than it was 4 years ago. So I just want to, we're going to have to put in a PCF. We have requested more money in the budget for next year at around $27 an hour to make the adjustment. Of course, I have a coin I can flip and we'll see where it lands. But, so Jim and I had this discussion and it's like, but there's no $27 on the pay scale. So it would either have to be $26.82 or $27.97, which would be close to $26.82 times a 2% increase. So, but I mean, we also, I don't know how many people start a new job description and actually have the pleasure of using a job scale to do it. So we had put in for $27. So it would probably be close to that, but we're happy to adjust it up or down based on, the scale or whatever the scale is at that point. Or I know I saw other things on your agenda. So, so any guidance from you or any comments from Jim are great and greatly appreciated,
Okay.
I know you really wanted to score this job. You've been
So
and you're
sorry.
heartbroken.
I'm sorry to,
For so long.
yeah.
Yeah, just like Robin had stated, I even went through it and I came it's basically very similar to what it was already scored. So your avenue is probably the best way in just consideration of her certification and then do the PCF.
Okay.
I think when we submitted the revised job description, we were aware that there were major adjustments. I mean, it's still basically the same job. But so we're happy, I think.
Yeah, we just need clarification on the actual grade and also to share with you about the step that hasn't been yet achieved 3.5 years later. So,
Yeah.
Chris, if you'd like, we can vote on the new job description to implement
Yes.
that.
I recommend we vote on the new job description for the Council on Aging Director.
And everyone reviewed it and agrees. Have any questions? I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. All those in favor?
Did I make a motion? Did you think I made a motion?
No, I made a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I have the minutes right. Okay. All right, so Steve made a motion, Francine seconded it.
And all those in favor?
Richard, I.
Slattery, aye.
And Tishman, I.
Right?
Alan Ken, yes.
Thank you, and it supports our request for the budget, so that's greatly appreciated to have this information and to have the minutes from 2018. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Oh, thank
for your
you.
patience.
Can I just ask one question? Did you want me to send a copy of the minutes from January 11th, or they're on your,
From the Personnel Policy Board?
yeah?
Yeah, we can get those online, so
Okay.
you don't have to search for them.
Good. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for your patience.
Word.
I have a question on the assessors thing. Should I stay on for that?
Oh, so we had an issue with the accountant signing. So I thought the accountant could sign, and Ed agreed with me, and Ken doesn't think because she's temporary at this point. So I don't know what's valid. I'm just going by what Ed told me. So Francine?
Yeah, no, she actually was voted at the last select board meeting to be authorized to sign because she is functioning even as an interim town accountant. And the state requires that she be authorized in order to sign the documents that she has to for the state. So yes, she's.
So-
Has she been notified?
April asked her to sign off on the PCF and she said, I can't. So, but she did sign off on all of John's. So I think probably because of our conversation, thought she couldn't. Yes.
I want to add to that, but I'll let Ken go first. So.
Yes, I just have a question. Does the temp agency know that she is authorized to do that? I mean, I would think that there's some liability. If she's signing for the town, there's got to be liability not only from her standpoint, but from the temp agency standpoint.
Well, that's a good question. As any employee of the town is, covered by whatever liability insurance, she's sort of that quasi-employee because she's an employee of a vendor. That's a good question.
I think she's an agent. She's not an employee.
No, of the temp agency. Yep.
Right.
I didn't think about it in that respect.
Well,
I don't know what everyone's comfort zone is. All the fire PCFs are signed by the accountant, and I'm afraid April didn't get hers signed. I know April's not as time sensitive.
Yeah, I mean, we were making it for July 1st because we know we don't have money in the budget this year to pay Martha that fair scored rate. And so I thought when I saw her reply to April, because I was on that, it was because it was for next year's budget and we don't have an approved budget, and that's why she wouldn't sign it. But and I don't know how the other PCFs that you have affect next year's budget, so I think that's what I read in her communication to April. Was it because it was for next year's budget that hadn't been voted and approved yet?
Okay, so we have to wait until the budget's voted on before.
So that's
vote on
June.
that?
Yeah, it's a catch-22 because it's going to sit in the mailbox until June, and then we're going to resurrect it, and hopefully the people that, we have the communication that it's been approved or rescored, and the reason that we're submitting it, and the finance has that information, and the select board has that information, and that we can pass it on to the voters of the town, that's the. I understand her saying it's next year's budget, and we don't have an approved budget yet.
That line of thinking makes a lot of sense.
right.
But I guess I don't know how we increasing other people's pay based on an unknown budget next year, this late in the fiscal year. But that's not my business. So I'm going to bow out of that discussion.
Ken's business.
So that's Okay, so, all right,
All right, so that's where we are with that.
okay. All right, I know that April mentioned she couldn't be here, so I just wanted to,
All right, thank you.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
for the meeting,
All right, have a good night.
everybody.
Have a good night.
Okay.
Okay. I have Assistant to the Highway Superintendent Research and PRF.
Okay. So we talked about this a little bit before, and Chris, it might have been when you first came on board. He sent us an email asking to change a job description, but we never got a new job description. So
We went off of what we had, yeah.
He wants to add things right now. He just wants to have it rescored because he doesn't feel that it's scored correctly. It's scored low. In my opinion, I compared it with others and yeah, it's scored low for what that position entails. So I'm fine with rescoring it if everyone else is.
We can go through it and see what everybody else comes up with. If everybody's all in favor for this.
So I guess my question would be that this was scored, the same job was scored in June of 18. And this has been in place for almost 3 years now.
Yeah, I have this turnover of staff, so now he's asking to rescore it. I guess he's not having an easy time gaining candidates
Right.
because of the low wage.
We can go through it again and see if we come up with the same. And then go from there if everybody's in agreement.
I'm fine with that. I did send the assistant to the town administrator, scoring a job position just to compare it a little bit. I don't know if anyone had an opportunity to look at it, but they're quite similar in the positions. Not necessarily the exact jobs, but similar. Where there's a little more entailed than just secretary work.
Okay. Well, why don't we take the first step and then go from there.
Okay.
There it is. I have papers all over the place, so.
Yeah, me too. That's what I'm kind of struggling with here.
All right.
What was the date? What was the date that was sent out? The job description.
Originally, or?
Yeah, I mean, for this meeting.
Oh, last week.
Okay.
It was last week sometime.
Okay. PCF. Okay, let me look.
Just let us know when you're ready, Francine.
Yeah.
A question. This job description that we're looking at now, that has a date of June 19, 2018. Forgive me, I just want to make sure I'm on the same page here. Is the same job description that was in June of 2018, and we're looking at it in April of 2021. Same job description. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was scored on 9/13/2018.
Yeah. Okay, I have it.
Okay, good.
All right.
And we're using unit 2 as the score basis.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Start with the knowledge.
Okay.
I'm coming up with a 2.
2, yeah. I'm coming up with a 2, but if you read 3, I mean, this whole scoring system.
There's a big jump from 2 to 3.
Yeah, I would say in the middle.
Can you do a 2.5?
Yeah, because actually I've seen in some of the scorings is +1, an extra point.
That makes sense. So we'll put a 2+.
Okay, so we can do that. So we'll put 2.5. It's like, how do we, so when we come up with the numbers in the end,
I would just split the point difference
Yeah.
between, there's 15 points between a 2 and a 3.
okay. All right.
All right, so experience. Oh, sorry, Ken, did you have your,
No, I'm fine with that.
okay.
Still trying to find my form. There we go.
Oh, I'm sorry, we'll wait for you.
Oh, I got it.
All right, experience.
So the experience on the job descriptions, 1 to 3 years. I believe.
So that would put her at 4. That would put the position at 4.
Okay, we'll put a 4 there.
What, say that again? It says where?
Yeah, 1 to 3 years experience on the
That would
job.
put it at a 3.
That would be in the 3. Yeah, I was looking at 3 and up. Okay, so a 3.
I agree.
Yep, you're right.
So a 3. Initiative. Let's see.
All right, complexity.
I would go with the 4 on this. Christy, you did this position, right? You were in this position at one point?
I was for many years.
But you know what it entails. Quite a bit.
Yeah, because when I was doing it, I was doing the water department billing too, but for the highway, I was doing all of his grant paperwork and getting all the bills and the forms all done.
Yeah, I believe they still do that type. They organize all the accounts.
Yep.
All right. I'm going.
So I go with the 4.
Okay.
Okay. Supervision. Francine, you're okay with that, or?
I was thinking 3, but I'll go with you since you have the background. So let's go with 4.
Okay. Supervision.
Okay, supervision received. That one I would have to say would be a 3.
Functional guidance. Yeah, but don't you pretty much you do the job without being told what to do?
But you still have to be
Really refers specific cases to the supervisor, unless clarification, interpretation. So you're kind of on your own there. If you need some interpretation, then you ask your supervisor. That would fall under a 4.
unless it's changed, because at the time I was doing it, it was always scrutinized by Ed. So I don't know what his position is now.
Yes, the supervisor in the job description, the supervisor provides additional specific instruction for new, difficult, or unusual assignments, including suggested work methods.
So it sounds like there's some routine, and then anything that is out of the ordinary, the supervisor kind of intervenes.
Yeah, my vote is a 4.
I'd say I'm somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Another half?
I would do a 3.5 on that also.
Okay,
Yeah.
So we are doing halves.
3.5.
3.5.
All right, and which one was the other half?
2.5 for number 1, knowledge.
Okay, thanks.
Responsibilities and errors.
Well, let's see. Work involves considerable accuracy and responsibility. Yes. I'm going with 4 on this.
Yeah, I don't find the reference on here. Why am I missing it?
On the job description, Ken?
Yeah,
I went to page 4, and it kind of outlines the essential functions of the job. And that, to me, translates into responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a little bit of everything in this job.
Yeah.
Payroll, accounts receivable, turning in money.
Well, the state reports, I'd be interested in knowing about that, you know?
So that's a chapter 90.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris?
I mean, does that individual prepare that, or is that something Randall does and they kind of execute it?
I think they prepare it. They prepare it.
When you're doing the Chapter 90 reports, you have to gather in all the bills that are pertaining to Chapter 90, get those all accurate, put them on the sheets, make sure everything totals and everything's to what is supposed to go towards Chapter 90.
Recommendations.
So it is a tedious and difficult job at times, especially if you know, you have to make sure that you have everything there, because if you're missing something, then they're just gonna turn you down, and you've gotta, you're missing your chance of Chapter 90 money. I'm fine with a 4.
Yeah, I'll go for the 4.
Okay, so that's errors.
You all set, Francine?
Yeah, it's okay. And taxes, others.
Moving on with contacts. Contact with others.
Yeah,
Okay. So this person's constantly on the phone, constantly dealing with disgruntled people, dealing with town hall, running money back and forth, the town hall. So I would say they're definitely in contact with others on a constant basis. So let's see where that falls. Ordinance, other departments.
I see it as a 3.
Yep, agreed.
I say 3. I agree.
Yeah. Confidential data.
Okay. I know I read in the job description there was confidential. The employee regularly has exposure to confidential information such as departmental records, official employee files in accordance with the state public records law.
Let's say a 3.
Yeah,
I agree.
I would
Yeah.
say 3.
I agree.
Okay.
Okay, mental and visual demand.
I'd say you definitely have to multitask in this position. Let's take a look at what he has in the job description.
Say 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Working conditions.
It's not the nicest office.
It's a little better than when I was there, but still, it still stinks.
Who said that?
Yeah, it stinks. There's heavy equipment, bathroom right in the office.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you saying that's somewhat undesirable?
it could be, yeah.
It was when I was there.
How long ago was that?
Oh, God. Like back in 94,
No.
All right,
quite a while ago.
let's take a look at the conditions here. Plus sweaty men walking in and out of the office all day. Oh, let's see.
that wouldn't fall over into the addendum category. It would be the straight working conditions, right?
I think it would be the straight working conditions.
Another thing that to be considered is this person travels every day. They go to the post office. They're expected to go to the town hall and bring the money in. They're expected to bring all the paperwork over to the accountant. So they're take that into consideration as part of their job. Working conditions, traveling in inclement weather. Somewhat undesirable working conditions. Exposed to odor, noise, dust, heat, cold chemicals, with one continuously present to the extent of being disagreeable.
That would be your assessment.
I'm saying 3 or 4. I mean, we can go halves on this too. I don't know what everyone else's opinions. I've been, we used to do our PPP meetings there.
In the lovely break room?
The break room, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
What's your opinion, you guys? I would say a 4, but I'm willing to compromise.
I probably 3.5 would probably be.
Okay.
Okay.
And have you been there?
I've been there, but not for any extended period of time. I have the experiences you're describing.
All right, so 3.5, is that what we said?
Yeah.
3.5. Who has a calculator and wants to add these up?
We still have character supervision, right?
So the supervision part, we don't usually do we?
No, they have no supervision over anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't supervise. I think we only do that for the exempt employees.
Get 29, yeah.
That's type. All right.
Okay.
You adding it up, Ken?
29.5, I think.
Whoa.
Say that again? 49.5?
29.5.
Oh.
6.
Okay.
But now you have to add up the points. So
Yeah, we have to figure out how many points 2.5 is for knowledge. So
Yeah.
So between the second and third.
I'd put it at 37 or 38.
Okay. 38?
Mm-hmm. Then you got 60.
Mm-hmm. 38.
15.
So the next one, a 3 is 60.
Yeah. And
Initiative 3 is 45.
yep.
All right. Number 4 is a 3.5. So 30.
30. Mm-hmm. 4 is
Number
40.
40.
20.
Contact with others was a 3 at 20. Confidential
It's 2.
data is 3. Where are you, Chris? Number 7?
Yeah.
Confidential data was a 3.
Yeah.
So that's 15.
Yeah.
Yep. Job condition was a 3.
So 15.
Mental,
Yeah.
15.
And then 3.5 is 15 for working conditions.
All right. All right, Ken, you can add them up now.
What we say for working conditions, 7.5? What do we?
We're putting 15
A 3.5 we said for working conditions.
would be, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, would be 17.5
Yeah.
Where?
for the last one.
Oh,
Number 9.
so 1.5. So I get.
Came up with 240.5.
Really? I have 280.5.
I could have missed something.
Let's see.
Maybe we should alter that. All right, get my calculator out. Don't trust my head. So 38.
263.
What's 4 again?
I get 280.5.
That's 40.
man.
280.5, is that what you said?
Yep.
That's what I got too, Ken.
All right.
Okay, good.
What was the value for 4 again?
Number 4, 30.
That's what I missed. Okay.
Okay, so 280.5?
Yep. So
That's between a 7 and an 8. It's a 7.5.
so, yeah. So this grade 7 starts at, where are we?
We just made this.
Grade 8 starts at 281.
Yeah, so make it an 8. I mean,
All
it's,
right, so that is very comparable with the town administrator assistant position.
okay.
Okay, and let's see. So if we look on the scale for an 8, exempt scale for an 8.
It's an exempt position?
I'm sorry, no, it's a
Non-exempt.
non-exempt.
Okay.
It's an hourly employee. So an 8 would be beginning at $14.90 to $20.40.
Yeah.
And his PRF said 1682 to 2691.
Yes. So what we need to do is, shall we re-vote on that PCF? He sent in a blank one, so he
Yeah.
can repost it at the new, I would say you'd have to post it again at the correct rate, the new rate.
So it's posted right now at what?
Right now, it was 1682 to 2691.
Right.
Now, what's the rate? What are you coming up with now? I'm sorry.
$14.90 to $20.40.
Right. So he was thinking that was
Ooh,
too low.
Yeah.
Posted, right?
yeah.
Yeah, we had to switch it because remember you had the wrong hourly range on it. So we voted on it a few meetings ago to correct it.
So this is worse.
Would you
Well-
say this is worse?
This is worse, right?
Yeah.
All right, so what I would like to do, well, do we need the accountant to sign off initial? Yes. So a new PRF needs to be submitted with the new range so he can post it again.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yep.
Okay. So I can reach out to Randall and let him know that's the process. Okay, where's my notes? Okay. So this would be a grade 8.
Yeah.
1490 to 2040. Okay. Okay. We're
All
all
right.
set with that for the moment. And then we move on to all the PCFs.
PCFs, yeah.
So how is everybody comfortable voting on them with the accountant's signature? And according to Francine, that she is the official person.
Yeah, but I only have, but that, her statement about not signing the one that started July 1st gives me pause for these,
Right,
because
that
this
makes
is
sense.
an
That makes
implication.
total sense, yeah. I just
So-
want to make sure that
Yeah.
she is the person to be signing them. Ed said, you said,
Yeah.
I don't want to cause any problems. I don't know if you want to vote, and if there's a problem, at least we voted. And if there isn't.
My suggestion would be that we approve them through June 30 at this rate. And then, depending upon how the budget goes,
Yeah,
they
well,
will continue into the next fiscal year.
all of the fire financially, John said it's in this year's budget. It's not for next year.
Right.
Those we don't have an issue with, but the other ones I'd say we'd have to wait. There is no signature from anyone on the Board of Assessors.
Right.
So we'll have to wait on that.
Okay.
All right. How do you want
So
to
we
do
have-
this?
We have what, 3 resignations? Or,
Can I go back to this highway thing just for a minute?
Yes.
That job is presently posted, is it not?
It is posted.
And it's posted at 1692 to 2691?
No, well, I don't know what it's posted, but it should have been changed to 11. And I had it like at a 4, I think. I forget what it was. 11. What was it scored at? 11 to 1601, I think it was.
So
We
this is
voted-
better.
Yeah, so the select board kicked it back because it was incorrect, and then we voted to correct it at our last, I believe it was our last, no,
Yeah.
it's there. So it was 2 meetings ago.
it was like 2 meetings ago, yeah.
Yeah, we voted to correct it, so he should have corrected the posting in the process. I don't know if he did or didn't, but he's has to correct it now regardless. And I will let him know.
Yeah.
So has he sat down with people and given them the number that's not?
No, he hasn't. That's what he said in his email, that he has not given anyone any firm numbers. I
Okay.
think he's met with 1 or 2 people. I don't know what he's doing with it.
Okay.
All right. Christy, do you want me, so I have the scan of them that are signed by the accountant. I know he added one, and that last person was sent over late, so hopefully everyone has it on the agenda, but if you want, I can read everything and then we can vote. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, why don't we do that? I was just looking at the one that she didn't sign, which was for fiscal year 22 for Martha Leamy.
Yeah, that one we'll have to
Oh,
wait.
that's the assessors, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
All right, so the first one we have is Tyler Alberti. He wants to increase it to minimum wage, which is $13.50 an hour.
Okay, but everybody understands, and this is the thing. Municipal government is not obligated to meet the state minimum wage. So we're doing this voluntarily.
Correct, but we did this for the library, so I think it's in our best interest to do it across the board.
Then we need to do it across the board. There are other positions that
Yeah,
I've asked about today and gotten a list of names, so those all have to come forward. Or
do
else,
you know what other
or
positions
else,
are
pardon?
under, what else is under minimum wage that you're aware of?
The volunteer coordinator for the Council on Aging,
Okay,
and I believe they're library substitutes.
no, they're the ones we brought up.
We brought up the substitutes.
Yeah,
Then why were they on the list that I got? All right,
I don't know.
Let
I don't
me-
know, but Barbara brought all the substitutes up. too.
let me just look. And so they're all $13.50.
I'm not sure what they make, but I know that she brought them up to minimum wage.
Okay, let me just take a quick look here at the list that I got to make sure I'm not missing anybody. It does.
Yeah, I want to say it wasn't too long.
Oh, election workers
Okay,
and honestly, Jen Day reported today that library substitutes are $12.24.
um,
So we need to check that.
We will, because I know we had a series of PCFs that came in to bring them up to minimum wage.
Well, yeah.
It was before you came on board, but we did.
I think I remember that, but whether or not it made it to 1350, because this is a new number as of January.
If you bear with me for a minute, I want to see if I have a file in here with the,
This is retroactive to January?
Well, that's when it went into effect. I saw, and that's what I'm looking at, on the chiefs, he's putting effective dates of January 1.
one.
So, I mean, because honestly, it is an unfair labor. I mean, if we're going to abide and say we voluntarily don't go below what the state has issued as the minimum, then we can't cherry pick the people who are doing that. Otherwise, I think we're leaving ourselves open.
I agree. I think it's a point on people advocating for themselves and having their supervisors advocate.
That's right, yeah.
We have to reach out, you know?
Well, that's why we got to get the information right from the source and go back to it. I mean, you know, the unfortunate thing, how the COA ended up with a director who's so underpaid, is because it wasn't in the budget. They made their decision. And here we are. You know, I don't want to be in that situation for these other people who can't be brought up.
I agree.
But none of these are in the budget either.
No.
John said that they're on call as needed. He has a certain budget that's going to cover this.
Who said that? John?
John Workman.
Yeah.
He seems to have an awful lot of flexibility in his budget.
He is a strong chief, so.
I know that, but the budget is the budget, you know, he has to work within, and I'm sure he has it in there, but I don't want to go beyond this year for this set of increases. And I don't know how you do that.
I don't know that we, honestly, because he's a strong chief, that we have a choice in these wages. I don't know.
Well, I think it's a discussion because, I mean, this in essence gives people a raise that other people didn't get. Nobody got a raise this year. This group of people is getting a raise.
Right.
That's what this represents, whether it's, you know, an adjustment for minimum wage or whatever. No one else got an increase.
But it's not a decision of the towns.
Yes, it is.
It's a decision of the governor.
No, the governor makes these rules for state minimum wage are for everyone except municipal government. We're allowed to pay under $13.50 an hour.
Right, but does everybody understand that? I don't think.
That's what I've been saying. I think people understand it.
I know that.
And so that's why I keep saying we're voluntarily going to $13.50. Right. So if we're doing it for this group, we need to do it for everyone who falls below.
I would agree.
But understanding that what's happening here is a raise for these folks and the other people who are going to be brought along on the coattails that other people didn't get.
Right.
And I have an issue.
To other people too. I mean, not the same situation, but as they come, we look at it.
Understand, but.
Okay. Shall we continue to review these and then we can vote?
Yep.
Yeah, we also have to remember that municipalities, you know, they should adjust to somewhat to meet the minimum wage.
I'm not disputing that, but we don't have to follow it, you know, lockstep. If in our situation, if you don't have the money, what do you do? Do you lay off someone else so that other people can make $13.50, or does everybody agree to $13 so that that other person can keep their job? I mean, that's how I look at it. But anyway, let's go on with these.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay.
Robin.
First one, Tyler Alberti, minimum wage up to $13.50. Nathan Booth.
Can I just ask, what were they making before they got the $13.50?
Should be on there, present status.
Yeah, I don't have them necessarily in the same order. Pardon?
$12 an hour.
So they're getting $1.50 an hour raise? That's like what percent? I'm going to rely on somebody else to do the math there.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking about something else.
Okay.
What was it? It was $1.50 on what?
They went from $12 an hour to $13.50. What percent increase is that?
It's about 8%. Right, $1 on 12.
$1.20 would make it, no, $1.20 would be 10%.
I'm not going to Burnham Building for $12 an hour.
Pardon?
I said, I want to go in a Burnham Building for $12 an hour.
That, I understand what you're saying, but we also have to be very objective about it. Because honestly, I want, it's in the interest of being fair to other people.
Right.
So this is more than 10%. Okay, keep going.
Do we have any idea how other municipalities are reacting to this?
Other municipalities budget their wages first.
Right,
There's no question.
right. But this, and
I think we do too. I mean, the biggest expense to the town.
We haven't had an increase in how many years?
I understand that. That's because everything else has gone up.
Everybody has the same situations. They cut in other areas.
Then it's going to go, then the cuts are going to get deeper. Yeah, the cuts are going to have to get deeper then in other areas. But let's go on. So that's Alberti, and then.
but wait a minute.
Every time I speak, I cut off, so.
Let's just understand too that this is going to have to get past the finance committee.
Yes, this is just our recommendation.
Yes.
It's going to pass select board. You can turn it down there too, and finance can turn it down if they choose to.
This is just the first step.
I just want to read them.
Okay. Can I just say that my whole issue for the whole town is that everybody's pretty much underpaid? I would like to be able to do better. That's not where I'm coming from. So just,
We understand. We understand. That's what we're here for. That's why we're trying to bring up the wage scales for next year,
okay.
to be fair. Okay. So the next one is Alec Dutman. Trying to scroll here. $14 an hour.
From what? Is that the,
Firefighter with HAMP 6 training.
and he was the guy that was at $12.98 an hour?
No, this is $12.50 to $14. Stephen King. This is for a new position, EMS lieutenant. He's stepping in as the lieutenant is stepping down. Reese Lemelin. He didn't put an amount here. Okay, this one's blank, but the original batch, he gave me a dollar amount.
That's a resignation.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, that's why it's blank, okay. Eric Loico, firefighter with HAMP 6 training, $12.75 to $14 an hour. Anna Nadler, $12.98 to $14 an hour. She also has the HAMP6 training. Resignation for Raymond Rodriguez. Jeffrey Russell, $13.50 an hour. He is a new hire. And then I know I'm missing one.
Did we do Nadler?
We did Nadler, but I don't have Paul. So,
Paul is a
And Nathan
separate.
Boudreau?
hold on.
Paul is a separation.
Yes, it's a separation. I have like six attachments for these, so I
Nathan,
apologize.
we do not have, you did not call out Nathan Boudreau.
Hold on. Nathan Boudreau, $13.50 an hour is an increase to meet minimum wage. And that is all I have. I think that's it. King, Lemelin, Loico, Nadler, Rodriguez, Russell, and Paul. Did you want to vote for the resignations separately? Would that be
Yes,
easy?
why don't we do that? Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, we got 3 resignations.
yes, I motion to
Okay.
approve the resignation of, so we have Lise Lemelin, Raymond Rodriguez, and Richard Paul.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Richard, I.
Slattery, aye.
Tishman, aye.
Oh, I.
Okay, all accepted unanimously. Now on to controversial,
Yes, so we have a new hire. We also have a promotion to lieutenant, and then we have a few raises. So I don't know how you'd
let's
like.
vote on the hire, because that's separate.
It is separate, but it has the same wage, $13.50.
Yeah.
If that's going to be the starting salary, that's fine.
Okay. All right, so the new hire is,
That's Tyler. No, that's Tyler at Birdie.
no, he's not a new hire.
Oh, it's got a top of his form.
Stotman, King, Donovan, Michael, Naylor, Jeffrey Russell. New
Russell.
hire at $13.50 an hour as a firefighter, non-benefited as needed.
Okay, I move to approve.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Richard, I.
Slattery, aye.
Tishman, aye.
Okay.
Cole, I.
Okay, passes unanimously.
Okay, the promotion?
Yeah, why don't we do the,
EMD lieutenant promotion. $25.50 an hour, no benefits, as needed.
And that was who? I'm sorry.
His name is Stephen King.
Okay, King is the promotion. Okay. All right.
And that is within range, all that?
Yes.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Richard, I.
Slattery, aye.
Tishman, aye.
Cole, I.
That passes unanimously.
Now, can I just ask, is this a current employee that's been promoted?
Yes. And as needed, on call.
I see it, okay.
And on call.
When they type on the form, that's what I'm following, it looks like part of the form, so it's really hard to figure out what the new information is. I got it.
All right. Okay, so now we're dealing with the increases.
Okay, I'm going to say, and I need to get out there and just say it, I'm okay with the increases up to 1350, because that was the threshold that I thought was identified as the motivation behind this.
Yeah, there's a couple with $14. That is because they have a 50-cent training stipend.
And those are firefighters with HAMP 6.
Okay,
Yeah.
I saw that it's HAM 6, okay.
Okay.
So
I
that's,
make a motion to approve.
Okay. You're making a motion, or you want us to make a motion?
I made a motion.
Okay. Christine. I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Richard, I.
Slattery, aye.
all right, Tishman, aye. Now that I understand what the 50 cents is, thank you.
All abstain. I don't. I'll just leave it for now.
Okay. Now, we're saying here that this is being approved beyond this fiscal year, is that?
Well, it's for the remainder of the fiscal year, and I'm sure it's,
I understand that,
he's got a budget for it.
I
so,
hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, so can I just add that be part of our statement in passing these, that these are in effect until June 30th or whenever this fiscal year is going to end? I don't know if they're going to extend it or not. I don't know. And then looking at next year's budget becomes, that becomes another decision point. Not that we're going to go back.
Can they take away a pay rate?
I don't know.
No, you cannot take it away.
But I know that we can't, but we're putting something out there.
We can say we approved it based on this year's budget, but once again, we're not in charge of the budget. Finances, select board considers it.
We're just a stepping stone for right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I would say it's not based on the budget, it's contingent on the budget.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm fine with that.
Budget. All right.
I think the last thing,
The wage scales. So John did send me the fire wage scales. So I added the increase for 2% per fiscal year. We want to approve those. To implement for fiscal year 22, providing the budget's approved. And I'm still working on, so I need to work with Jen on specifics. I'm kind of like, should we ask the department heads where these people are stepwise, or should we make the decision based on where they are right now, closest to what step
I
that
think
we
we
have
need,
on file?
I think we need to get the department heads input on where they believe that their employees are. We don't know what kind of training they have as of right now. I don't see their
Right.
files, but we should get their input on where they believe that their employees are. My thought.
Okay. So I did get I got a list of employees from last year from Jen, and their pay rates, the rates haven't changed. Their hours may vary. So I need to make time to actually sit down with her and go over them one by one to make sure they're accurate before we can do any math on it,
Right.
and then figure out where they should be
Yeah.
for July 1st. And then we can make a proposal to move on to the Select Board and Finance for their vote.
On the scales.
Yep,
Yes.
everything.
Okay.
I don't know, so I believe we're in charge of the scales.
Yeah.
They're in charge of actually implementing, the money part.
Okay. So yeah, that was a question I have. You're not ready to move it forward.
No, we're not there yet. No,
Yeah.
Okay.
a lot of work.
Okay. Can I ask, if we're looking at, if we're looking at kind of implementing some of these things for the next fiscal year?
I hope to implement it for fiscal year 22, July.
So I guess what I'm
That's my
asking is,
goal. So, yeah, I'm going to try to bust my hump to get these numbers to them. It's just my time's limited.
it has to be put into the budget, and finance needs to look at.
Exactly, and they're working on it now.
Okay.
I understand
Okay.
that. I'll do the best I can.
Okay, no, that's good. I just, that would be
That's my goal.
good news to people.
Yeah. Yes, it would be.
Understood.
What else we got going on?
Okay.
I mean, our usual rules and regulation review at this time,
Yeah.
I'm kind of focused on the salary right now, the salaries,
Well, that's,
and all these scorings and whatnot.
The only thing on the rules and regulations that pops out at me without having to read anything is this Juneteenth vacation, extra holiday that the state put in. When they increased the minimum wage to $13.50, they also announced the addition of a new state holiday, which is Juneteenth. So we need to put that in.
Okay. All right, noted. Juneteenth. Dare I ask what day that falls?
I was just gonna, I said,
I did like-
It's June 19th, I believe.
Oh. All right, so that'd be another holiday for our employees.
Yeah.
That's good. Nothing happens in June.
But it may, it may be like everything else. If it falls on a weekend, it'll be another.
right.
What I'd personally like to do is focus on these wage scales and at least submit that, get that off our plate, and then we
Yeah.
can go back to our policies and hopefully wrap that up soon too,
Okay.
before the end of the fiscal year. But we need to get moving on that so we can have hearings and open meetings for our employees to attend if they'd like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we missing anything else?
I think,
There was so much back and forth this time. Yeah, maybe I should hold off on all the paperwork to the last minute, but I just kind of want to give people, I send it when I get it, so you're aware this is coming down the pike and you can review it. But there was so much exchange this time around last week.
yeah, like I said, Robin, if you need any help with any of that wage, just send it on my way. And,
I think I will. Yeah, I will need help. Down, just go back and forth to have a little conversation about it. Nothing.
yeah.
Make sure that we're calculating everything properly.
Yeah. Anybody have anything they want to add?
When is our next meeting? Hold on. I'm just logging in real quick to see when our next meeting is, and my guess is we'll probably have one before it, but April 22nd, we have a meeting scheduled.
Okay.
Unless we have anything pressing, we need to fit in another meeting to review any of these pay scales, whatever we need, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, then I make a motion, we close the meeting.
And let's-
Second.
7:14.
Good. I thought it was going to be much longer.
I did too. I did too. So I think we did pretty good.
Well,
All
thank
right.
you guys.
Well, time.
Tishman, I.
Lottery eye.
Richard, bye.
All right. You all have a nice holiday.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
It's Easter.
Same to you folks. Take care.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night.
Thank
Night.
you.